I'm at Woodside Animal Centre, which is Leicestershire's branch of the RSPCA. The centre has facilities to care for and rehome animals including 4 kennel blocks, a cattery, 3 exercise areas, a woodland walk and a cabin. The centre is able to rehabilitate a range of animals including cats, birds, rabbits and of course, dogs. Woodside even has its own shop which has everything pet related from food to beds and dog leads. And you can even pick up some Woodside merchandise. The centre employ a team of animal care assistants which have the day in day out role of caring for the animals. And this film is going to follow a typical day in the life of an ACA working at Woodside. The animal care assistant I'm documenting today is 22-year-old James. He's worked at the centre for over 5 years and has experience working with all the different animals that the centre can care for. But today, James is working with the dogs. And the very first job James has to do every day is prepare breakfast for the dogs. He then has to put the dogs in their adjoining outside kennels. But before he can do that, he must put coats on the puppies and the underweight dogs as it's still cold and wintry outside. He then has to take the house-trained dogs outside so they can go to the toilet before he can clean out the kennels. So why is it important to take the house-trained outside?
Okay, so when we get dogs come into the centre, we never know sort of how they're going to be in the kennel. Normally most dogs will do their business in the kennel, but we do get the odd one that will want to go out for a wee and a poo. So what we do is first thing in the morning is we'll take them out for a wee and a poo to help them relieve themselves, bless them. We try and do that about 4 times a day, and then again the following day. Most dogs do poo and wee in the kennel. You know, sometimes it can be down to stress or just the needing to go. The dogs tend to get about 2 to 3 walks a day, and we have volunteers that come in and help us out with that as well.
James then gets the hose so he can clean out the kennels and fill up the dog bowls with water for the dogs to drink from. So how often do you clean a day?
We clean every day. We do a full clean in the morning, so we get all the dogs out, give them a good hose down, scrub down, get them all nice and dry, get the beds all nice and fresh for them. And then what we do in the afternoon is we do a full clean on the back, so the mess that the dogs made on the outside will then obviously clear that up, so it's all nice and fresh. So when they go to bed, all nice and clean, and then we have to come in the next day to do it all over again.
James then goes outside with the food he prepared earlier and gives it to the dogs. This is their breakfast. So how often do you feed the dogs?
We feed the dogs basically ranged on their weight and what diet they're on. Most dogs get fed once in the morning and once in the evening. Some dogs can have 3 meals and sometimes can even have 4. It all comes down purely to the weight and sort of how we need to look at how their diet has been in their previous home as well. Most dogs will eat normally here, some will struggle to eat, can be down to kennel stress, can sometimes be the food. Some dogs can be really picky and fussy with food, so it's really important that we get the right nutrition so that they do eat while they're with us. Also we do things like kongs as well, so we stuff their food in kongs and that really helps them. So if they're stressed, it gives them something to do. It's a bit of a fun game, but they're still getting the food that they need as well.
He then prepares afternoon meals for the dogs and he makes sure to cover them to keep them fresh. So how do you give your dogs medication?
Okay, so we can either give medication orally or we do it physically. So with oral stuff, that'll be things like putting tablets in their food, maybe putting in a little bit of meat and just popping it inside the mouth, or just offering it to the dogs. Some dogs will take it, but not all the time because nobody likes tablets. Also we do eye drops and ear drops, and also sort of washes for dogs with like skin conditions. So that'll be drops in the ears, drops in the eyes, full wash. There's so many different medications out there that we have to give to the dogs. So we try and obviously keep on top of that and provide them with the need and care that they need.
James then completes his daily paperwork. So what's the importance of paperwork?
Okay, so with the paperwork, obviously paperwork's really important in any business or job industry. With the animals, we need to monitor so many things. These things include food, poo and wee charts. We need to know medically how they are. We do this every day, so we'll tick off to say if they've had a good poo, bad poo, if the dog's been sick, if it's on medication. We need to monitor everything so we can make sure it's in full health while it's with us. We also do paperwork with the training, so we monitor down how well they've been in the day. So walking and making them sit, wait, so we can gradually get them rehomed and let the owners know how they've been with us at the centre.
James then gives the dogs their afternoon meal before he can take his assigned dog, German Shepherd Meg, out to the exercise area for training.
So what's the importance of off-lead play?
Okay, so obviously a lot of dogs, they need to be active, they need to be playful, and they need time to bond with their owners. Clever girl, good girl. We let virtually all of our dogs off the lead unless there's some health issues we need to look at. When we have them off lead, we play with toys, we groom them. It's a good way to interact with the owners. We also do socialisation off lead with other dogs. It's really beneficial for them. They absolutely love it. Raggers are really good to get the frustration out, especially with kennels, as they do get very stressed.
James then conducts a dog socialisation with a puppy from another kennel block at the centre.
So why is it important to socialise dogs?
Okay, so with socialising dogs, normally when the dogs first come in, we never really know how the dogs react with other dogs. We do behaviour work with them, so we introduce them to dogs, so we see how they get on. Majority of the dogs we get in are sociable with dogs or have previously lived with dogs, but unfortunately we do get dogs that are not social with dogs, and some dogs have to be muzzled when out on walks. It's no fault of their own, it does happen. This is why socialisation is really important. When they are puppies, it's crucial that you get your dog socialised with cats and dogs, small animals, and even people, so that they're more comfortable out on their walks. It really does benefit them a lot, and it also benefits you as an owner.
James then hoses down and scrubs the outdoor kennels after getting all the dogs back inside.
So do you think your daily role impacts on the rehabilitation of dogs?
Yes, I think it does. I think because we do so much behaviour work with our dogs here, it's really beneficial for them to learn some new commands, be socialised, helps them get out into the big wide world. Also with the food as well, getting them used to sitting, waiting for their food, and just respecting the owners more as well.
After walking and feeding the dogs once more, James is done for the day. And after seeing a typical day in his life as an animal care assistant, I'm intrigued to find out if his work helps the centre rehab and rehome animals. So I caught up with other members of staff to find out more.
So do you think Woodside as a centre is successful at rehoming animals?
Yes, I do. We're basically one of the top rehoming centres, and we do rehome a lot of animals: dogs, cats, chickens, birds, rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, rats, mice. So yeah, I do believe that we do a really good job here at Woodside at rehoming.
You see many dogs come and go. Do you notice notable changes in their behaviour whilst they're here?
Definitely. We work really hard rehabilitating animals, so when they come in, they can be jumping all over the place or nervous, worried, so we don't actually take in anything that's aggressive, but we do work to rehabilitate the animals, and we find them their forever homes in a family environment that's suitable to the animal.
Could you tell us about a success story you've seen?
Success stories, seen many success stories. I'd probably say the one that comes to mind most recent was the one about Elsbeth and Wilbur. A lady came to see one dog and ended up leaving with two. So, it's one of those things where you can't separate some dogs. If they come in as a group or pair, then we do try to rehome them together, and that was one of the most successful ones, I'd say, because she fell in love with both of them and they've been successfully rehomed together.
Do you think the daily roles of the animal care assistants affect dog behaviour?
In a massive way, yes. If we didn't have animal care assistants, if we just had people that couldn't come all the time or couldn't be here all the time, it wouldn't help the animals so much. Being we've got staff that have come, that are consistently here, they understand the animals' needs. They've obviously had training so that they know what they want to get out of the animal and how to get it out of the animal. So they have a massive role, obviously, with nutrition, with training, with behaviour. So yes, they do play a massive role.
You yourself are a dog trainer here at Woodside. Do you think all the training pays off?
It depends what kind of training you're talking about. My training is done in the evenings with members of the public, and we do obedience training. So that's just your basic commands, teaching them to behave on the lead, teaching them to respond to their owner. And obviously a lot of that is incorporated into the dogs at the centre as well.
So could you tell me about a success story you've seen?
There's many dogs that we've rehomed. We do have a lot of Staffordshire Bull Terriers here at the centre, and one that I can recall recently was a dog called Daisy. She struggled at the centre. She was quite stressed, spinning in the kennel, didn't like it here at all, bless her. Obviously we did quite a bit of work with her, successfully rehomed her, and 2-3 years down the line she's now what you would call an assistance dog for the person. So the lady's become registered disabled, and Daisy now assists her in the home, getting her washing out the washing machine, and for a staffy that's fantastic publicity. So yeah, that's a really good one.